Hey everyone, welcome back to the Reboot. I want to start a little series on the channel called What's in My Tool Shed. And what I want to do is start off by showing you the tractor that I have. You've seen it in previous episodes, and I'm sure there are some out there watching right now who know a lot about this kind of tractor and or have one themselves. This is a Ford 9N tractor. The 9 means that the tractor was made in 1931 by the Ford Motor Company. This one was made in Dearborn. I think all the 9Ns were made in Dearborn. But what I want to do is take a little time today and tell you a little bit about the 9N that I use around my property for various tasks and allowing me to get much of my work and my activities done. I've come out to the back acres today to tell you about the tractor because it is quite windy, and so I've tucked myself in a little cedar grove here. You can see the cedars behind me, and they're acting like a bit of a windbreak. So hopefully the gusts won't come in here. But it was so bad up by the shed that the camera and the stand were actually getting blown over. So that's why I'm back here in the back acres. So let's get started with the tractor, or the specs about the tractor. Are that it's got a 4-cylinder gas engine. The engine, the transmission, and the hydraulics are all in one body, bolted together from three sections. It is a 4-cylinder engine, like I mentioned, and it produces, I think, about 25 horsepower. I can't remember the data on that exactly, but it's about 25 horsepower, and it works quite well. And one of the main reasons why I got it, or the main reasons why I bought it, is number one, I'm interested in antique machinery. And number two, believe it or not, it actually fit my budget at the time. This tractor, like I said, manufactured in 1939. I'm just having a look to see where my dog is. I can see Blue off in the next little field over there. Manufactured in 1939. But I bought this tractor totally refurbished. As you can see, it looks quite nice. And I bought this tractor 11 years ago. So I've been using it for 11 years. And I used it for much of the last 11 years for various chores and tasks around another property that I have that's about 40 minutes from here. Used it for cutting grass, moving various trailers around, as well as a toy. Let's face it, a 1939 tractor is a toy, period, right? But I also get some really good workhorse type use out of it also. So again, 4-cylinder, 25 horsepower, and this sucker is pretty basic. This is all mechanical. There's nothing modern about this machine whatsoever, and it's to the point where even I, someone who's got basic mechanical skills, can get in there and tinker with it to make sure it's running well and smoothly. You'll see in a previous video on the channel, during the winter months, I was actually in there swapping out the coils because the old coils had given up. So again, it's something that someone like myself with rudimentary mechanical skills can actually get in and take care of. Now let me show you the cockpit, so to say. It's nothing special about this cockpit whatsoever. As I was saying, there's nothing special about this cockpit whatsoever. The Ford Motor Company describes it as operator's bay open air. It doesn't get much open air than this. So what type of information you get here in the operator's seat? You get information about the battery, oil pressure, and that's about it. On mine, as with all the 9Ns, I've got 4 gears, 3 up and reverse, and there's my accelerator stick right there, as well as you'll see the choke button here, which my finger's on right now. Now there are slots and or buttons, for example, if you see in here that I'm pulling on right now, that's for the light. No, sorry, this is for the lights, and I have no lights on my machine, so that's not wired up in the front or in the rear. You have brake pedals for each rear wheel. This is the brake for the left rear wheel, and this one right here is the brake for the right rear wheel. Now out the back end here is where all the action and all the important parts are really for this tractor, and we'll come back to there in a second because I want to show you the most important part, or one of the more interesting aspects of the tractor. Right here is the lever for engaging the power takeoff. Okay, so right now it is in the on position. If I bring it forward to where the white mark is, that turns it off, disengages it. And the business end of this tractor is the back end. And what you have here, for example, is the PTO shaft. So if it's on there pretty tightly. I'm not going to take that off right now to show you. But if you unscrew this cap, the safety cap, believe it or not, all the way back in 1939 you had safety caps. If you unscrew that cap, you get the shaft to which you can attach rear-mounted mowers and other attachments that require drive power to them. As you can see right now, I have this boom attached, and you've seen me use this in previous episodes as well, where I've either moved logs, the sawmill itself, and I've also lifted, I believe, the 400-pound compactor with this boom. So the lifting capacity, it says out the back end here, is 800 pounds, and the capacity of this boom, I believe it can handle 800 back here at this end, and it increases obviously if you move the weight closer to the body of the tractor. But the tractor itself, this boom, I'm going to say is about 200 pounds, so that obviously is taken away from the amount or the weight of the object that you're planning to lift. What else is interesting about the tractor? There's the top arm, the top link, the hydraulic ram that creates lift. And an interesting aspect that some of you who've watched some previous videos have mentioned, as you have correctly noticed on some other YouTuber channels, they have put in hydraulics to create more instantaneous lift and greater lift distance. Right now for me, I can lift it, but I can increase the lift or decrease the lift by manually decreasing or increasing, see there, right there, the amount of space or length of my top link. And so what you do when you install the hydraulic top link is that you would have an actual hydraulic actuator in here that would automatically, not automatically, but through hydraulics, lift and lower your boom pole, which would be quite advantageous, in addition to what happens when you play with the existing lift capacity functions of the tractor, which is with this lever right here. What else can I tell you about this tractor that people might find interesting? I use it to plow in the winter. You've seen those videos on the channel also. And what's also interesting is the Ford Motor Company includes a plate here right on my finger here. This is not the serial number. It's very hard to read because it's quite worn out. But this lists all of the patents that are currently, or that were filed at one time, concerning the construction, design, and manufacture of this tractor. What have I read about it recently to reacquaint my knowledge of the tractor? Between 39 and 42, they made just over 99,000 of these tractors. And if we look here at the serial number on the side of the tractor, I don't know that you're going to be able to read that, but right there, the number on mine is 9N, which is just telling you the type of tractor it is, is number 39,189. So I'm assuming that my tractor was made probably sometime in 40 or 41, so the war years, the World War II years. Another interesting aspect of the tractor, again, this is an antique tractor. It's old school. When we say old school, it is really old. It's in off position right now, so the actual fuel is manually on and off. So if I was to turn the tractor on now, I would actually turn the lever to the left. That opens the fuel line, and when I turn it off, I actually close the fuel line. So again, there are some old manual type functions related to the tractor that you have to get used to operate it. Not very hard at all, very easy, but not like a modern tractor, obviously. And if we open the hood, we see the compartment for the battery, 6 volts, and also the cap for the fuel, and I believe it's a 10-gallon tank. Quite a bit of fuel in there right now, so I won't have to refuel that for a while. I find it to be quite economical. Again, it's only 25 horsepower. Yes, it is an older 4-cylinder engine, but you know, doesn't burn a lot of fuel as far as I'm concerned. Change the oils and the hydraulic fluid once a year, and I've had one big maintenance done on it where I didn't do it. I took it out, dropped it off at a New Holland dealership, because I believe it's New Holland that bought all the Ford tractor rights, you know, sometime during the last 50 years or 40 years when Ford got out of making tractors. So there you go. That's and we're going to consider this the first installment of what's in my tool shed. And this is obviously one of the bigger pieces of equipment that I have that I need to operate out here on my 10-acre piece of land. And Blue has decided to make an entrance, sniffing around in the grass there. Who knows what she's got her nose attached to. She comes out to these back fields and barks at the tree lines quite a bit. I don't know if she's barking at leaves rustling in the background, or if there are other things actually moving around in those the various tree lines that she gets attracted to. Okay, everyone, there it is, the Ford 9N, totally refurbished, rebuilt back in 07-08. I bought it in 08, and it has been a very reliable tractor since the day I bought it. Please let me know if you enjoyed the video by hitting that like button. It's also a great help to me if you subscribe, and by all means share the video and hit me with any questions that I hope to be able to answer for you.